Hello and welcome to the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center here at the University of New Haven. I'm Mike McGuire and this is Pitch Perfect. Welcome to Pitch Perfect. This is a place for you to pitch your new business idea, get feedback, and feel what it's like to be on the spot. At Pitch Perfect, we invite students from all over Connecticut to stand on the spot and pitch their business ideas to a panel of expert judges. After each pitch, our judges will decide if you and your pitch have what it takes to make it through to the next round. And if you do, then we'll help you refine your pitch before returning to the spot to pitch again for a chance to compete in our pitch-off at the end of the season, battling it out for an all-expense-paid trip to a nationally recognized entrepreneurship conference. Today, we have two contestants, and only one will move on to the next round. Now, let's meet our panel of judges. First on my right is Bob Lee. Bob is an executive in private equity-backed businesses focused on healthcare, marketing, and advertising. Welcome, Bob. Next in the center is Mike Rohr, president of the Entrepreneurship Foundation, a nonprofit that works with schools in Connecticut to foster entrepreneurship. Welcome, Mike. Finally, on my left is Dick Albu, founder and president of Albu Consulting, a strategy consulting firm. Welcome, Dick. Okay, our panel is in place. It's time to meet our first contestant.
My name is Rohan Tucker. I'm a sophomore at the University of New Haven, and my idea will connect those who need help with people who are ready to help.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rohan Tucker to Pitch Perfect with his idea called Open Arms. Rohan, you're on the spot. You've got 2 minutes. Go.
With all the natural disaster, poverty, and starvation that the world faces today, the need for altruistic individuals is at an all-time high. Eager individuals who would like to donate are presented with the corruption that plagues the donation industry. If you want to donate, you don't know where your money is going, you don't know how it's going to be used, and you don't know if you're going to help people at the end of the day. Thus, I present to you Open Arms, a donation app that combines blockchain technology with social media networking. Users of the app will be presented with stories of those in need all around the world on a newsfeed platform. Once they see those stories, they can choose to research about them and then make a donation to them using the blockchain. The money donated using the blockchain will be tracked, which will prevent corruption, as well as keep a ledger of where you donated to for tax relief purposes.
Thank you, Rohan. That was great.
Thank
Congratulations. You. All right, let's hear what the judges have to say about it. Bob, let's start with you.
Rohan, I think that's a great idea, and I think it's great that you're able to link people that want to donate with the people that are in need. What sort of criteria are you going to use to find the people in need? Because there's so many out there, and how will you sort of kind of manage that?
You would apply to be a registered charity on the app. Then you would go through a background verification to make sure that you're not just doing it as a fraud. You're not just and you have to keep track of where your money is going. So you have to send us a report back and show us what you did with the money.
So how are you using blockchain to improve security of the cash flow?
Well, since it's for an international standpoint, the U.S. dollar obviously wouldn't work everywhere. So we want to use a blockchain system to make sure that everybody can use it. And it will be worldwide, so it can ensure the corruption will not happen.
Interesting idea, Rohan. And there's a lot of competition out there of raising money, charities raising money. How do you expect to get your message out that this app is available, and how do you expect to expand the awareness of the app?
I expect it to be different because other places, such as GoFundMe, you can donate, but there's no story behind it, and people love narratives. So for social media, people love to be a part of something, to show that they did something, to have that proof to be a part of it, and that's what my app will do.
So what's your next step? How do you get your first customer?
I have to finish developing the app. I've started some of the coding that I've learned through like RStudio and all that, but I have to actually finish the app.
Is your idea to cut out some of the corruption by having the donor's money go directly to the recipient?
Yes.
How will you fund the work that you're doing, and how many people will you need? Will you need more staff? What kind of skills are you going to need to run this?
During using my experience I have in HR, and that's basically what it kind of is. It's an HR system that like everybody has a specific task. So I would need guidance from investors.
Good. You know, you talked about narratives and how important stories are. So where did this idea come from? How did you come up with it?
Well, I just saw like all the things in the world that are wrong today, like Hurricane Harvey or the mudslide in Sierra Leone, and like those people, like they can be completely cut off by a lack of a story. So that's
great. Well, and I think a lot of things start with a great story. So Rohan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great job. All right. All right. Let's meet our next contestant.
My name is Kenny Sorrentino, and I'm a sophomore at the University of New Haven. My idea is a product that is a learning management system that looks to eliminate Blackboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kenny Sorrentino to Pitch Perfect with his idea called Marks. Kenny, you're on the spot and you've got 2 minutes. Go.
Hello, and thank you for coming out tonight. I wanted to tell you something. I'm a college student, and in my opinion, homework sucks. Why does homework suck? Well, we're learning from an outdated education system. The current system, you take notes for homework, you go to class, you take a test, you go over the notes, you go home, you take a nap, but you don't learn. What are you doing? You're memorizing terms. That's why we've created Marks. Marks is a learning management system with a course structure that eliminates homework completely. Instead of homework, we have student-defined assignments. Why student-defined assignments? If the student can define what they're doing and they like what they're doing, they can learn it. When the work is student-defined and teacher-graded, they're genuinely learning it and not regurgitating it and then forgetting it. Along with this, we have software and an app to help the students genuinely learn. Marks not only replaces Blackboard, but creates a true learning experience for students. Together, we can start a new legacy. We can create our Marks. Thank you.
Kenny, great job.
Thank you very
Congratulations.
much. Thank you.
I think it's a really cool idea, but since I never did any homework in high school or college, I don't know if it would be good for me, but let's hear what the judges have to say about it. Dick, what are your thoughts?
Kenny, great idea, and the educational system certainly needs to be transformed to the better. Who do you have to convince for this idea? Who do you have to sell in order to make that happen?
The people we'd be really trying to sell to and market to are smaller universities that we can strategically place ourselves within.
Do you feel, Kenny, that you have to replace Blackboard just to have student-driven assignments?
I really do believe we do have to replace Blackboard. A lot of students and even professors that we surveyed about 250 people, and all of them rated Blackboard as negative, needed to be redone, outdated. Cosmetics can't change what it has at its core.
It's a great idea. Have you looked at the learning model for students? And because you're really going to change the way that people do their work and they learn. Has that been validated that people are able to learn in that type of process?
It absolutely has, and thank you for asking. One thing that we looked into is the concept of a flipped classroom, which some professors do now, where it's essentially the same idea, same course structure, but it hasn't been used on a widespread scale. We have one professor here at the University of New Haven, Dr. Brian Marks. He implemented that system into his class, and I could tell you everything from that class last fall.
Did that class have student-driven assignments?
You would send out a weekly tweet. It was an economics class, a weekly tweet about current events going on in the world. So for example, Wells Fargo had a bit of an issue last year. Many tweets were about Wells Fargo's issues condensed into 140 characters to really summarize what was going on and to understand what was going on, as opposed to just saying it. You really learned it.
Blackboard is what we would call a big dog, that they're not going to just stand by idly while you chip away at their market share. Why couldn't Blackboard just do what you intend to do?
Our process is going to be proprietary, so we're going to own the rights to it. From there, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, we're going to go attack small universities that we can actually talk to, get them to, hey, we'll try it out for you, we'll give you a very nice deal, we'll see what we can do, and your students will improve. From there, work our way up.
All right, Kenny, join Rohan off stage, please, while the
Absolutely.
judges begin their deliberation. Great job.
Thank you very much.
All right, judges, we have one idea that's going to revolutionize how nonprofits' donations are made, and the other is going to revolutionize our educational system. So, very big ideas. Let the deliberation begin.
I thought they both had excellent presentations. Both are very ambitious and are attempting to sort of elbow out the established companies in their industries. So I think the question I have is, which one would be the most likely to succeed as a business?
Well, I think Kenny, he was able to provide an answer at least to how he would begin to approach this, but he still needs to prove his concept in that he would go to small colleges and try and get his foot in the door and get some more experience. And I thought that was a good answer for at least beginning to get started. But I think he's probably trying to be more realistic in that this is a slow process.
Yeah. Well, I think Rohan has a little bit of an easier road because he's got more of a fractured market.
I think you're right.
Where Kenny's going up against one big dog, and that can be very difficult at times.
Right. Right, Rohan could go after one individual donor and one individual customer, but Kenny has to sell an entire university to throw out their baby with the bathwater and relearn a whole new system. I also think that Kenny has a higher threshold in terms of the capital he would need and the time to develop that complete system. You can't go in with part of a Blackboard and expect him to throw out Blackboard that has 20 different features. It would take, I would think, a lot more capital, a lot more time and money to develop that system than Rohan's.
And to have enough evidence to cause a university or a college or even a high school, for that matter, to make a change into a new system that's giving up a lot of that capital that they've already invested.
Yeah, I think Rohan's going to have to look a little more closely at downstream, making sure that he can audit the use of the funds and report on that, because leaving it up to the
There's fraud on both sides.
Leaving it up to the recipient might not be the best approach.
Yeah.
I think I know how I feel. Are you guys got it?
Yep.
All right, I think we're ready.
Well, welcome back, contestants. The judges have made their decision. Bob, why don't you share the decision?
Mike, thank you. We really liked both presentations, and we thought that you guys, each of them has some strengths in comparison to the other one. And we went back and forth. At the end of the day, we decided that we did like Kenny's presentation better. We thought it was a little more thought out, and we liked the way he was able to answer our questions. We really appreciate both of you coming on board.
Congratulations, Kenny. You've made it through to the next round. Before you come back to pitch again, you'll receive some professional mentoring to help hone and refine your pitch. Rohan, it didn't work out this time, but remember, keep on pitching and best of luck to you. Well, that's it from the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center here at the University of New Haven. Thank you for joining us today for this first round episode of Pitch Perfect. Make sure to tune in next time, and remember, make it yours, make it real, and keep on pitching.